Okay. Good rainy morning, everyone, and welcome to Business Mirror's Freshly Brewed, a spin off of Coffee Club. Freshly Brewed will feature the latest business trends. If we find something interesting, we might even dabble into the lifestyle and even entertainment trends. For this very special edition of Freshly Brewed, our guest is the man who is the owner of the company that will bring Sinopharm into the country. Sinopharm is the COVID-19 vaccine that was recently granted emergency use authorization by the Food and Drug Administration. To tell us more about the company, Sinopharm, and their future plans, here is Mr. Abdul Razaq Siddiq, the president of Two World Traders Incorporated. Good morning, Siddiq.
Yeah, good morning and salam alaikum, which means peace be upon all of you who are joining us here right now. So we can start in the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. Bismillah rahman rahim. Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Sir, before we start talking about Sinopharm and Two World Traders, please tell us something about yourself.
Okay, I'm. My name is Abdul Razaq Siddiq. Born in Pakistan but settled in Philippines, and I'm here for more than half of my life.
Okay.
Since 93, I'm continuously staying, going to Pakistan sometime, but most of the time I'm here.
Mhm.
Uh, and then all my children born here. This is like my country also. I'm also applied for a naturalization to become the Philippine citizen. And the company is started formally in 1998. The Two World Trade.
Mhm.
Um, right now, more focus on the vaccines, and we want to be the largest vaccine supplier to whole world. We have a presence in many other countries,
Mhm.
uh, Turkey, USA, and Pakistan, India, Iran, and Malaysia. Soon to be Indonesia, many more countries. Also, we are opening the office in Italy.
Mhm.
And our object of our company is to uh, command God Almighty Allah in the Quran that God said in the Quran, if anyone kill an innocent, as if he killed the whole mankind, and if anyone save the life of a one human being, as God
Okay.
said in the Quran, then he saved the lives of whole mankind. So our mission to save the lives. Whoever the people, our human brethren in the world, we want to save their lives. So that is the most. This is the object of our company. How we can go in the world, in Philippines and all around the world, to save the lives of human beings. So that's a
Okay.
introduction. Make more introduction from my company when you will ask me.
Okay. Do you have a medical background, which is why you went into this kind of business?
Uh, Me, I have so much medical background. I studied also about medical, and I also have so many research about medicines. I know about very well about medicines, and I'm also know about the production, and also I have a knowledge about studies of the clinical studies. Right now, we are doing a clinical study for mRNA vaccine in the Philippines. Also, we are planning to bring many other products which can cure the COVID, and which we are planning to do medical clinical trials in Philippines and other countries also. So I have lots of medical background, and uh,
Okay.
I can always make debates with the doctors. Many times I'm not agree with their strategies and with their opinions, and I always make argument, and most of the time
Okay.
lost the arguments with me. So I have a lot of background of medical. That's my answer.
Okay. Can you tell us about Sinopharm? How did you find the product, and why did you decide to bring it into the Philippines?
Okay. The uh, when we started the FDA, we started to deal with FDA in 1998, and then
Okay.
when we started the first pharma company, that was uh, Jiangxi and Wuhan. So Wuhan is under the umbrella of Sinopharm, because Sinopharm has uh, the institution of biological products. One is the Beijing, PIBP, Institute of Biological Products. The other one is of Wuhan Institute of Biological Products. Wuhan, we are dealing with them since 2001. So 20 years
Okay.
of business with Wuhan for the, and last year in 2020, uh, we were discussing with Wuhan about the COVID vaccine, which we knew. And we tell them that we want to be your distributor for the Sinopharm COVID vaccine. And they were hesitant because they say the government is not allowing us. Even though they
Okay.
signed the agreement with us for exclusivity in August 26, 2020. But until this year, until July, they were keep on refusing that no, the government of China is not allowing us to export to private company, only government. But finally, I convinced them, and the July we started the process to get the EUA, the emergency use authorization. The Sinopharm, these two plants, the Beijing Institute of Biological Products, which also issued the EUA to the DOH for the donation purposes, but
Mm-hmm.
issued the EUA for the emergency use authorization for from the Wuhan Institute of
Mm-hmm.
Biological Products, which is Sinopharm also, but for
Okay.
government, only to government. We are not allowed to sell any private company. We are not allowed to even to sell directly to LGU. Even the LGU, we need to make tri-party agreement with the NTA, the National Task Force Against COVID-19. So we were finally able to start the process in July, and then August 19, we were able to get the Sinopharm COVID vaccine for procurement. And then Sinopharm is one of the largest company producing vaccine. Their plants I visited three times. I visited there, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
very good plant, a very high tech plant, same level of USA and EU, the European Union, and also they have a very big production. Like example, the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, their capacity to produce 1 billion COVID vaccine in a
Okay.
year. It's I don't think so even Pfizer can compete because the Beijing Biological Institute, they also produce 1 billion. So that Sinopharm is producing vaccines a year, and the total population of the world is less than 8 billion. So one fourth of the production can be done by the Sinopharm itself, and I don't think so. Even the Pfizer or Moderna or AstraZeneca can produce 2 billion vaccines a year. So, which is compared to a very large production. No in the world can compete this production. Plus, the efficacy is very high. Plus,
Okay.
the safety is number one. Safety, the Sinopharm is number one in the world. For example, the Philippines was given the donation of 1 million doses from the Sinopharm, and they are using it. And I just checked in the FDA report. As of now, the seven vaccines are being used in Philippines, and FDA reported more than 60,000 side effects. But from the Sinopharm, zero side effects. So it's a great news for the people of the Philippines that Sinopharm is now proven in the Philippines that until today, the Sinopharm is a zero side effect. You can go
Okay.
and check at the website the adverse reaction events, the serious and non-serious events, and all the other vaccines have more than 60,000 side effects in the Philippines. But the Sinopharm COVID vaccine, until today, is zero side effects, zero events, no serious events and no non-serious events. So that's brief introduction for Sinopharm.
Okay. I'm curious to. Can you tell us the story behind President Duterte and how he was given the Sinopharm vaccine?
Okay, the because President Duterte has a very big vision, no, because he can see the world, what is the best thing in the world. Because I really very admire his selection of Sinopharm. That he
Mm-hmm.
all the world he choose only Sinopharm. He said I like Sinopharm. He injected himself in Sinopharm when there was no even EUA, but he
Yes.
trusted that he was vaccinated the first dose when there was no EUA. Then he apologized for that, and then the
Mm-hmm.
EUA was released by the FDA for DOH for the donated vaccine from Sinopharm Beijing, and he was injected after June 7, the second dose. And he loves that vaccine and he likes that vaccine and he
Okay.
wanted for the whole nation that Sinopharm COVID vaccine. Yesterday, day before yesterday, last Monday, I was in Malacanang. I was talking with President spokesman, the Hari Roque,
Mm-hmm.
very, very great person, very nice to talk with him. And when I showed him the EUA, he congratulated me. He congratulated to me from himself and from the president. He said, "We are very happy that you got this EUA for the Philippines. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great opportunity. It's a great job done for the country that we can now bring the." And he said, "Now we want the Sinopharm to spread in whole Philippines."
Okay. Did the president report any side effects when he was given the Sinopharm vaccine?
No, no side effect. And
Okay.
because you can go to the FDA website and you go to the adverse reaction report from the FDA,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
3,000 adverse reaction events, serious and non-serious, for the other six vaccines used in the Philippines right now. But
Uh-huh.
number seven used today for that the donated vaccines came here from Sinopharm. Zero
Mm-hmm.
event, zero event. You can go and check. Uh,
Okay.
and of course, verified, and then I send to the many people. So Sinopharm, not just to the president, but all the people who use the Sinopharm until today, they occurred
Okay.
no adverse reaction or no serious or no non-serious events. So it's very amazing that what kind of vaccine is this that is causing no harm to the people at all and only benefits. Efficacy is very high, and there are lots of studies like Sri Lanka, big university from Sri Lanka. They research and they are saying that they are proving that the
Mm-hmm.
Sinopharm is highly efficient against a Delta variant. It's another big
Okay.
benefit for the Sinopharm vaccine. It's also covering and protecting against Delta variant, which is a big threat for the world today.
Okay. I have a question here from one of our viewers, from John Enriquez. Here we are. I'll just show it to you, sir. Here. Good morning. How many vaccines has our government contracted from Sinopharm?
Okay, we already contacted to NTF, the IATF. We already sent the letters to Secretary Galvez. Yeah, on Monday, I also give letter for the president direct to Secretary Hari Roque.
Mm-hmm.
And then DOH also replied us last Monday, and we are under the process of procurement. We hope that there will be lots of orders and tens of millions we are hoping, and we are also convincing the Wuhan, the Sinopharm, to allocate more as possible for Philippines. So we'll
Okay.
not shortage because the pandemic is keep on changing the mood. So we want to be
Mm-hmm.
prepared more and more vaccines, so we will not be in shortage because Philippines, according to the strategy of the Philippine government, they want to achieve the herd immunity, and for herd immunity, they need to be vaccinated 70% of the population. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see, the Philippines is 101 million people living in Philippines. So 70% of the population will be 77.7 million. So
Okay.
so we need something like 155 million doses if you go
Okay.
two doses. So we need like 155 million doses. As of now, the Philippines receive the vaccines with purchasing, with procurement, plus the donated one. So it's around 34 million.
34
That's
million.
million. So we are still away from, we are needing like more than 115 million vaccines. Those
Yes.
we are needing for the to achieve the herd immunity, because we need to have a 70% vaccination to the
Okay.
population of 111 million people in the Philippines. So we are still lacking something like 115 million doses,
Okay.
and hope that the Philippine government, especially the president of the Philippines, will give the priority to Sinopharm because it has no side effect.
Okay.
Almost,
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
sorry.
Relatedly, Mustil Cheek is asking, when will the vaccines arrive here in the Philippines?
It's all depend the process of the government. We already
Okay.
offered the procurement, and we are just waiting for the government response to tell us how many million they wanted to allocate from this year until next year, so we can
Okay.
get Wuhan because they have to start the production once the government will sign the agreement with us, and we can start the production in China in Sinopharm right away. And that is we are waiting for Secretary Galvez and DOH and all the team of the IATF to communicate with us and have a meeting,
Okay.
physical meeting, Zoom meeting, to make some agreement to we can start the production immediately.
Okay. Here's another question, sir. I'll just show it to you as well. From Maricel Valdez Davat. How do you address criticism about Sinopharm's alleged lack of transparency, releasing very little public data about its vaccine?
I don't think so. It's allegations are always part of the even Pfizer, even Astra. Every country, every company in the world, they face allegations. It is not true. We
Uh-huh.
have lots of literature and lots of data available on the internet, which we can provide. We can even print millions of documents, brochures, and catalogs, and all the information about Sinopharm and videos also. And we are now starting. We are already in the media, and we will keep on going in the media. I'm also waiting for the. I'm hoping that I'm also waiting that the Secretary Hari Roque will going to have an interview with me also. So we want to bring the information more and more about Sinopharm is, I can answer very good question answer here. Sinopharm is the number 6 company who received the WHO PQEUL, which is meaning the WHO pre-qualified emergency use license. The number one company was received was the Pfizer, December 31, 2020, and then AstraZeneca. Then um, the number six company was Sinopharm. You can go and check in the WHO website. Sinovac was receiving in June after 2 months, end of the June, but the Sinopharm was receiving in first week of May. So Sinopharm was a company which received the highest certificate of the world. There is
Mm-hmm.
no higher certificate than WHO pre-qualified and EUL, the emergency use license. That is the highest certificate in the world today issued by WHO. And Sinopharm was the sixth company who received, and according to WHO, the Sinopharm is the safest vaccine in the world. Efficacy is very high and also very highly efficient against Delta variant. And then I can also want to add something very important. The Philippines has 111 million population,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
out of 11 million population, 11 millions are Muslim population.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are in Mindanao, and the Muslim population, they are required to use everything halal certified, and the
Ah,
Sinopharm vaccine is 100% halal certified. We
okay.
have certificates which we can share with everyone in the whole Philippines. So Sinopharm COVID vaccine is halal certified, which is a very good news for all the Muslims in the Philippines also. And all the Muslim foreigners in the Philippines also, that they can go ahead with this vaccine because it is according to the religion is no problem, because it according to our religion is not a problem because it's 100% halal certified. So that's
Maricel has a
information.
follow-up question. Here it is. What about vaccine hesitancy, especially now that China has authorized Sinovac and Sinopharm vaccines for children ages 3 to 17?
Okay, that's a very good question because I check in the UAE, the we call EUA, the Emergency Use Authorization. Then there is a similar word, UAE, United Arab Emirates, where there are
Yes.
millions of Filipino and they already injected with Sinopharm with no side effect and very, very happy. And also in the UAE, which is consists of seven Emirates, the seven states,
Mm-hmm.
which is Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, etc., the seven states, seven Emirates. So United Arab Emirates is already using the Sinopharm for 3 to 17 age. 3 to
Okay.
17 age. Not Pfizer. They are not using Pfizer for 3 to 17. They are using Pfizer only for 15 to 17 because
Okay.
they trust more on Sinopharm. Middle East is the number one vaccine is Sinopharm. And many other, all the countries of the world, they are allowing people in their country, if they are vaccinated with Sinopharm. USA, you can go UK, you can go EU,
Mm-hmm.
European Union, no problem. The Sinopharm is recognized by all the more than 200 countries in the world. If you are vaccinated with Sinopharm, you're welcome to every country of the world. So
Okay.
every country recognized and everybody knows the Sinopharm has very good efficacy, highly efficient against Delta variant, and also the Sinopharm is the safest vaccine in the world today.
Okay. Here's another question, sir. Oh, you have a lot of questions this morning. From Rory Visco. Do you see any animosity or strong competition between Sinopharm and Sinovac among countries around the world?
Okay, Sinopharm and Sinovac, they are similar in the formulation because they are both Verocell inactivated vaccine. Verocell
Okay.
inactivated vaccine means the virus in the vaccine is inactivated. That is way safer. But if you compare the Sinovac with the safety, then to the Sinopharm is safer and safest in the world. Even the Philippines, you can go and check the FDA website. Until
Mm-hmm.
today, Sinopharm has no side effect, but Sinovac
Okay.
has side effects in the Philippines. If you can go to any country in the world, Middle East, you go, Sinopharm is showing no side effects or almost near to zero side effects. So that's one comparison. And if you can see the efficacy also, there are lots of countries which shows more efficacy to the Sinopharm. And there are lots of reports about the Sinopharm of highly efficient against Delta also. And if you can see on the matter of the volume, the
Mm-hmm.
Sinopharm is available in more than 100 countries,
Okay.
which is also a big difference between Sinopharm and Sinovac. The Sinopharm is available in more than 100 countries.
Okay. I have what here? Aisha Dazo Yusuf Watkins is asking, does Sinopharm work against the Delta variant?
Okay, we have studies which we are going to provide and we are going to also share with the media also. one of the great study comes from a biggest university in Sri Lanka, where
Mm-hmm.
they are proving that it's very highly efficient against Delta. And the same study is mentioning about the data in Sri Lanka that
Mm-hmm.
nearly 6 million doses in Sri Lanka, not even one serious side effect, not even one
Okay.
out of 6 million. So that study and the many other study, we have studies from China. In China, they are doing a clinical trials against Delta variant for the Sinopharm, which also we can share with the media and with the authorities in the Philippines. And we will also planning to do a Delta study in different countries, and China is already doing it. So
Okay.
we are very confident that uh, the Sinopharm COVID vaccine is very, very efficient against Delta variant.
Okay. How about they're saying they're mentioning that there's also the lambda variant and the mu variant. Do you think the Sinopharm vaccine will also work against them?
Which variant, please?
The newer ones, lambda and mu. Those are the emerging
So
variants.
now I answer you everything. This is, I'm sorry, I have to research about it. I'm
Okay.
heresy, so because we are human being, we are not perfect.
Yes, of course, of course.
Some we don't know. So it's a good thing you tell me. So I'm going to research about this too. Note it down. Jose, what's the name, please?
Lambda, the
Lambda.
lambda variant and mu
M
variant.
is LAMBD. A.
LAMBD. Lambda. Yes.
E, Lambda and MU.
Yes,
M,
mu.
okay.
Mu. They're
We
finishing all the Greek letters.
will answer for this.
Okay,
We
please. Thank you.
about this.
Because the other, well, I attended the press con last night about the other pharma companies, and they're not thinking of doing any future vaccines for now for the future variants. They're just going to see what will happen.
Okay.
You were mentioning earlier, Siddiq, about the vaccines that you're planning to bring into the country. Can you
Okay.
tell us more about them?
Okay. Right now, if you
Mhm.
can, I will just also add something about the previous question for a while. You
Go
said that
ahead.
Lambda and MU, so we will check about it. But
Yes,
as,
please.
as we know very well, the most dangerous variant is Delta variant,
Yes,
and
for
Sinopharm
now. Mhm.
is effective against Delta variant. But Lambda and the MU, we are going to answer in the next interview. Now,
Sure.
your question about
The
the
future vaccines that you'll be bringing in, you mentioned it earlier.
okay, I will go to the two vaccines now, which is very related to this COVID. The
Uh-huh.
number is a pneumococcal vaccine.
Yeah, that's the one you
The,
mentioned before.
the 99, more than 90% people are dying with COVID are not dying
Mhm.
because of the COVID, but because of the complication of the COVID, which is pneumonia.
Okay.
The largest complication, the biggest complication occurred by the COVID is pneumonia. And
Okay.
most of the people, or the 90% people, are dying with pneumonia problem. So
Mm-hmm.
COVID causes you pneumonia, then you die with pneumonia. So
Okay.
now our next project, yesterday we already submitted to FDA the two vaccines. One is a pneumococcal
Mm-hmm.
polysaccharide conjugate vaccine, which is for the children. The other one is pneumococcal polysaccharide vaccine 23 valent. The first one is 20 valent, which is for the children, and the
Okay.
second one, PPSV 23, it is for the adult. And that is
Okay.
new in the market, and everybody calling us they need this vaccine. So yesterday we applied for the registration, not for the EUA, but we applied
Okay.
for the full registration, and we are going to keep this message here on the internet to the DGFTA and all the authorities in the FDA to expedite this vaccine for us so we can bring it. That is a very big institution in China, Valvax, who is the also the in which the Bill Gates is investing for
Mm-hmm.
vaccine mRNA, which also we are doing the clinical trial, and also for the pneumococcal, we are already submitted yesterday night we submitted CPR for two pneumococcal
Mm-hmm.
13 valent and pneumococcal 23 valent, 13 valent for the children and the 23 valent for the adult. And if you are if you are protected against pneumonia, vaccinated, then even the COVID comes, but you are safe from mortality. That is a very
Okay.
important. This COVID vaccine is not enough for the people, but pneumonia vaccine is very compulsory because people
Okay.
are not dying mostly with the COVID, but they are dying mostly with the pneumonia. So
Okay.
that is very important vaccine we want to bring with the two kinds. One is 13 valent pneumococcal, and the other one is
Mhm.
pneumococcal 23 valent, which is for adult. And then we are also trying to get the supplier. We are negotiating with the another manufacturer for the flu vaccine, which is very important also, because right now people are those who are vaccinated with the COVID, they are looking for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine, and they are looking for the flu vaccine. The doctors are looking for this flu vaccine. So pneumococcal vaccine for adult and children, 13 valent and 23 valent, we already submitted in the FDA yesterday for
Okay.
the production. GMP already got it also. So next project will be the flu vaccine, trivalent and quadrivalent. Trivalent with 3 strain, and the quadrivalent is a 4 strain. And we have many other vaccine, as I said earlier, the
Mm-hmm.
Valvox, which we are getting pneumococcal vaccine. We
Yeah.
are also taking a clinical trial for 5,000
Mm-hmm.
people. That's a placebo trial. So 5,000 Filipino will be going to have a trial, and this trial is already done in 25,000. The phase 3 already done in 25,000 patients in different countries: Mexico, Colombia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Turkey. So now the final phase 3 is in the Philippines, and then we will get the EUA from China, and then we
Okay.
apply the EUA for the Philippines. So soon to come another vaccine is mRNA vaccine from Valvac,
Okay.
which is one of the uh, shareholder is the Bill Gates, one of the richest
Um,
men in the world. We have other vaccines not related to COVID, like MMR, or many other vaccines which we are trying to bring in Philippines and in other countries where we are present, like Turkey or Pakistan, India, or USA. We have a dual group USA, and we are also starting the company in Italy, and so we will be present. We are present in EU also. So these all countries we want to bring in the vaccines. We are also planning to put up our own refilling plants in different countries,
oh, okay.
our own vaccine with our own brands. So that is also our project in pipeline. If we want to um, put our own vaccine plants, so we can produce our own vaccines. We are also going out of the vaccine. We are also trying to start the repairs of the airplanes and to start our own vaccine. But it will be a big goal for us. So vaccines is our specialty now. We
Mm.
have a pharma business, but we are not focusing on pharma business, but we are focusing on um, vaccine business. And we have a very good product from Italy. It's a
Mm-hmm.
glutathione. The brand name is Star,
Glutathione. Mm-hmm.
which is the number one brand of glutathione injection in the world. And
Okay.
that is also, we have a 15 studies from USA and Europe and different countries proving that the glutathione card vials injection, we are submitting that studies that can be cure the COVID. So that is also, we are discussing with the doctors about it, that we can uh, introduce our product card glutathione from Italy, biomedical first to cure the TAR, and we are going to start the clinical trials in Philippines also for this.
Okay. I have last three questions, sir, before
But
we say goodbye. This is from our publisher, Mr. Anton Cabangon. Where are you? Here you are. I know you mentioned this already, but in other countries, they don't allow entry if you're vaccinated with Sinovac, in your case, Sinopharm. How will you address this problem?
which
Although
country?
there are countries that don't allow entry if you're vaccinated with Sinovac. How will you address this problem?
Sinovac. So we are not dealing Sinovac. We are
Yeah,
dealing Sinovac.
you're dealing with Sinopharm, and then you mentioned earlier that Sinopharm is
Some countries
accepted.
allow to enter if they are in vaccinated with Sinovac, but
Uh-huh.
every country in the world allowing the people to enter if they are vaccinated with Sinopharm. So we have
Okay,
no at all about Sinopharm.
okay. And then these are the last two questions from Rory. Any scientific or medical information you can provide about Sinopharm's effectivity versus the Delta variant? You mentioned earlier you already had studies.
Yeah, sure. We have a study from largest university in Sri Lanka and other studies from China and other countries, which we can provide to media and also to the authorities in the Philippines.
Okay, please, can you send us a copy, sir?
Sure, I will. I will
Yes,
send.
thank you. Please send it to BIM.
Sure, they
Okay, the
can
second question
they
is
can send
Israel.
their
Sorry,
emails,
sir.
and I'm sure.
Yes, okay. The second question from Rory is Israel is in the final stages of developing an anti COVID 19 oral pill. Is Sinopharm looking at developing the same type of COVID-19 vaccine medication? Thank you.
Okay, now I can say again about Israel producing an anti-COVID pill. I'll
Yes.
check that because this need to be proven scientifically also, and then it must be accepted by the scientists in the world also. I have no
Mhm.
knowledge about it also. The same with Lambda and MU, so I can check on it. And there are lots of the claim like Acterma or Remdesivir. Like
Yes.
we are claiming that our product are glutathione from Italy, it can be cured also, and we have 15 studies, established studies about it. So this one, if the Israel is producing anti-COVID pill, then they have to prove it. And if nobody can prove them wrong, then they will be accepted. So that's a scientific method of accepting the theories. When the no one
Uh-huh.
can prove your theory wrong, then their theory is considered as right. So we will check
Okay.
about
Yes.
it. And
Thank you.
Sinopharm, has no, I don't think, I do have no knowledge if Sinopharm is planning to have some pills to produce.
Uh-huh.
And Sinopharm is not a pharma company. The Sinopharm, the one we are dealing with, they are not pharma company. They are biological company. Their company name is also Wuhan Institute of Biological Products.
I see.
They are not producing the pharma also.
Okay. How about your company, sir? Do you have any plans? You said earlier that you were planning to come out with your vaccines. Does this also include medication?
We will start with the biological refilling only, not no
Okay.
producing our own API, but we
Okay.
will get ready to fill bulk from the manufacturers, and we will refill in our own plant and
Okay.
we our own brands. For pharma also, that will be not our priority, but our
Mm-hmm.
priority is biological products. But
Okay.
definitely we are going to the pharma production also, but next to the biological refilling plant. And then we can also go for the R&D, the research and development
Mm-hmm.
also. Then we can go on in the, of course, it's a very good idea to go for the anti-COVID pills or
Yeah.
anti-COVID injections or whatever. That's a good idea. It's a good
Mm-hmm.
actually advice from you and your team that we can think of that we can go in some medication which can really cure and can prove that it is curable, curing the COVID patient. So that's a good idea. We can discuss in our team with R&D about it, that how we can go in this research and to
Okay.
develop a medicine, either oral or either injectable, which can cure COVID with 100% proofs. So that's a very good suggestion from this interview, that really it's a good idea that we think about that. We can join maybe some other pharma companies to
Yeah.
research and develop a medicine. Like example, when there were lots of people are dying in Africa for malaria, there was a
Mm-hmm.
time that 1 year, uh, in 1 year, there was a time when 500 million people were dying for malaria.
Okay.
And when there was a medication innovated for malaria, like quinone and other medicine, and the people stopped dying with malaria. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, it's a very good suggestion. We can say to the whole world that really we need to have produce a medicine, established medicine, which can 100% cure the COVID patient. So it's for me that is a very good sharing from your side, that you
Uh-huh.
give us an idea which we can discuss with the different manufacturers in the world, because we really need to produce a medicine which can 100% cure the COVID sickness.
Okay. Thank you so much, Siddiq, for your time. Before you go, do you have any closing message that you'd like to share with us?
Closing message that we thanks to God Almighty Allah that He give us this opportunity to serve the people of the Philippines and to serve the people of the other countries. Again, my starting message that the mission, our mission, which is said in the Quran, the God Almighty Allah said, to killing one innocent human being is killing whole mankind, and saving one human being is like saving the whole mankind. So doctors and hospitals and the medical people and all the people in the world, we need to think about that how we can save the human lives. That is the saving the whole mankind. So that's my ending message. To save one human is saving the whole mankind.
Okay. Thank you so much, Siddiq, for your time. With that, we end this special edition of Freshly Brewed. Join us again next week for our next brewing session.
Okay.
Once
And we
again,
request
good morning.
recording, please.
Thank you.
Of
Thank you,
this,
Siddiq.
okay. We request a copy for this recording, please.
Yes, we will. We'll send you a copy, sir. Thank
Thank you
you.
much. Thank you. Bye. Salam.
Bye bye.
Peace be with you.